In this video, I'm going to give an introduction to the standard normal distribution. We're also going to talk about the standard normal distribution table, and we're going to do a few examples where we have to use that table. Okay. So first, let me go ahead and draw a normal distribution curve. All right. So there we go. We know that this looks like a normal distribution curve. So what does it mean to be a standard normal distribution curve? Okay, so standard normal distribution curve is a very special type of normal distribution curve. Special for two reasons. The first is that it's centered on 0, so mu equals 0. The second reason is that sigma equals 1. Okay, so mu equals 0, sigma equals 1. That means that this random variable that has this distribution is a standard normally distributed random variable. Okay, and actually, since it's so special, we give it a standard label, right? So we could call the random variable x, we could call the random variable any letter, but we call if the random variable is standard normally distributed, we call it z. Okay, so this x-axis represents the different z values. Often you'll see z, it'll be either written as z score or z value. A lot of times I'll just write it as z. Okay, so all those are the same thing. What's important is this is standard normal distribution is a z random variable. All right. Okay, so what's the deal with this table for the standard normal distribution? So we have this table for the standard normal distribution. Why is it that we have this table? So what's going on here is what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to use that density curve, the normal density curve, to calculate probabilities. And so the way you calculate probabilities is you figure out the area under the curve, right? Area under the curve, the density curve, and probabilities are the same thing. So this table will give us the area under a curve for a given z value. Okay, so all these values inside the table are these areas under the curve. All right, let's go ahead and do an example. All right, let's do some examples. So find the probability that z is less than 0.034. I always think it's a great idea to draw these out, okay, before you go to your z table. So just roughly draw them out. So you know 0 is in the center. That's the most important thing that you know. And then you know negative would be to the left of 0. 0.34. What we're trying to find is this area back here. Okay. What's important about drawing it out is it kind of tells us something about the number that we expect to get off the table. We would expect that the number that we get off the table, it's going to be less than 0.5, right? Because this area that I've marked as purple is less than half of the total area under this curve, right? Remember, the total area under the curve is 1. So this is less than half, so that would be less than 0.5. All right, let's go ahead and look at our table. Let's go ahead and pull up the table. So we're going to start with looking over here on the left-hand side, and we're going to look for negative 0.3. Okay, there it is at the bottom, negative 0.3. And we're going to go over to where we go to 0.04. Remember, the number we're looking for is negative 0.34. So negative 0.3 and then 4. Where those two meet, that will be the area under the curve that I drew out as purple. So there it is, 0.3669. 0.3669. Okay. So this probability equals 0.3669. All right, let's do another example. Now, let's say I'm drawing this one out. Probability that z is less than 1.51. So that would be way over here to the right. And less than would be all of this area. Okay, now we're expecting that area is going to be more than 0.5, more than half of the distribution. Let's go ahead and go to my table and look for that. Okay, so this is going to be on the other page because this page is only for negative z-scores. Let's go to positive z-scores. All right, So we are now looking for 1.51. So 1.5, go down on the left, 1.5, and then go over to 0.1. Okay, you see the score there. It is 0.9345. Okay, so 1.51. So that's 0.9345. 0.9345. Okay, 0.9345. All right, there we go. So that's the probability that z is less than 1.51. Okay, another one. Say now we're trying to find the probability that z is less than 0.79. Again, that's to the right of 0 because it's a positive number. Okay, so I'm trying to find this area now. Okay, this area, or this probability. All right, so let's look up 0.79. So over to the left, so 0.7, and then 0.79. Okay, that would be 0.7852. 0.7852. Okay, so there it is, 0.7852. Right, now last question, this is a little different. Now this one is asking me to find the probability that z is more than 0.79. So here's 0.79 again. All right, if I were to go up and look in the table, I would get this back area, right? Which is what we did in part C. But now the question is asking me to find this probability in front. It's asking me to find the probability that z is more than 0.79. Okay, well the total area under the curve is 1. So if I just do 1 minus this purple area that we already found in part C, which was 0.7852, then that will tell me the area that's in the red. Okay, so that equals 0.2148.